I was gonna try to pay it with that one, so.
Oh, so you're gonna try to pay the balance plus your December rent. Great. If you do that, I want all of it in escrow.
Okay,
Till they,
okay.
all right. So what I will do with your case then, ma'am. All right, how are you guys gonna get the rest of this done?
We signed up for the SER. Did clerk send you down a paper of that?
Yeah, so you did the SER.
Yes.
SER.
Just waiting to get back with us.
The all childcare. So now I'm down to $400 a week. And this is why we kind of got somewhat behind as well. So with him not being employed and trying to get these side jobs with also applying for other. I know.
I'm hearing you. I'm still trying to figure out the childcare thing. So you just tell her where you need to put that. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. And again, over the objection plaintiff, you guys are just trying to figure out.
This case is a powerful reminder that eviction court is rarely just about unpaid rent. Behind every balance sheet is a family trying to survive, a landlord trying to protect an investment, and a judge forced to make difficult decisions with limited options. Today's hearing starts with a tenant who says repairs still haven't been completed, but what follows is an even deeper look into the financial realities many families face. As this courtroom drama unfolds, you'll see a judge balancing legal obligations with human compassion. You'll hear discussions about escrow payments, overdue rent, government assistance programs, childcare expenses, unemployment, and a family struggling to stay afloat while caring for a young child. The numbers may seem straightforward at first, but once the full story comes out, things become much more complicated. Pay close attention to how the judge analyzes every detail. He isn't simply asking whether rent was paid. He's trying to determine whether there is a realistic path forward that keeps a roof over this family's head while still protecting the landlord's rights. That's where this case becomes fascinating. And here's the question for you. If you were the judge, would you strictly enforce the financial obligations, or would you give struggling tenants more time when children are involved? Stay until the end because the final ruling reveals exactly how far the court is willing to go to balance law, fairness, and basic human need.
With my client and see what's going on with that. If I give Ms. Jones my email address, I wouldn't mind looking at a list just so that I can have something to go through with my client.
Okay. All right, and ma'am, the amount that you were going to pay on the 28th, pay that also in the court escrow.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then when were you going to pay then your December rent normally? I mean,
So the December is like what, the first? I was gonna try to pay it with that one, so.
oh, so you're going to try to pay the balance plus your December rent. Great. If you do that, I want all of it in escrow.
Okay,
Till they,
okay,
all right. So what I will do with your case then, ma'am, is I'll adjourn it out to December 5th, 2025 at 2 p.m. All right. And I've noted my file that the repairs from your standpoint are still not done. Okay. All right. They'll get a list. Pay that in there. You just get to keep coming back and seeing.
What we just witnessed is a classic example of a court using an adjournment as a temporary solution rather than issuing an immediate ruling. Notice that the judge isn't dismissing the concerns about repairs, nor is he ignoring the rent obligation. Instead, he's creating a short window for both sides to make progress before the next hearing. Legally speaking, requiring payments to be made through the court or into escrow can be incredibly important. It creates a documented record showing whether the tenant is acting in good faith while preserving the funds until the dispute is resolved. That's often a critical factor in landlord-tenant cases. What's interesting here is that the judge is already thinking ahead. He's not just focused on today's payment. He's evaluating whether future rent obligations can realistically be met. And as we're about to see, that question becomes the central issue of this entire case.
All right. All right. You have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Eladot Property Management versus Nicole Freeland. And Aaron Gates. And the one that's running the whole show. So her legs are like this big. And then just like parents do, can you sit here? She was going to give it her best shot. What are your names?
Fire gates.
And Nicole Freeland.
You really should let her go first, but I'm not going to hold that against you, but maybe I will. All right. And where are we on this?
I have a balance including court costs of $3,394.33. I do note that the ledger reflects that $400 was paid on the 14th. I think that there's going to be $400 today, but obviously that my ledger wouldn't reflect.
We just paid that before we came. So
Okay.
You paid that before you came in?
Yep, and I took a screenshot just in case you guys needed it. So.
All right, that takes them down basically around the $3,000 mark. All right, how are you guys gonna get the rest of this done?
We signed up for the SER. Did clerk send you down a paper of that?
Yeah, so you did the SER.
We did the SER. We also tried Hawk, but they haven't gotten back with us, so, yeah. Yeah,
So Hawk hasn't gotten back with you.
so,
All right, there are how many in your household?
the two of us plus her, so 3. I don't know if you count.
How she said that, the two of us plus her. No, she's in the household and
So
she's
3.
allowed you two to.
So 3 of us.
Yeah, okay. So that you know, and I don't know if I apprised you this before, even if the SER gives their maximum amount, it's only $620.
Okay.
Now the
Okay.
financial reality starts coming into focus. The tenants owe roughly $3,000 after recent payments, and they're hoping for assistance from outside programs. But listen carefully to the judge's concern. Even if government assistance arrives, it may only cover a fraction of what is owed. This is one of the biggest misconceptions people have about rental assistance programs. Many assume these programs completely eliminate housing debt, but often the available funds fall far short of the total balance. That means families are still left trying to bridge a significant financial gap on their own. The judge is essentially performing a real-time financial stress test. He's asking a simple question. Even if help arrives, can this family realistically maintain future rent while catching up on past rent? That's a much tougher problem than simply making one payment today. What do you think? Should courts place more weight on a tenant's effort to pay? Or should the focus remain strictly on whether the full amount can be paid?
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are really kind of depending on Hawk and trying to get yourselves caught up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how much is their monthly rent?
$1,350.
Okay, so this 400 that you're paying, are you, so that's, what's your plan to keep your rent current?
Keep our rent current, doing the best I can to make some small jobs, extra money inside right now.
Unless I have to get like 400 a week to find a job because they're taking money for her because I can't afford daycare for her. So they've been taking money out of my account or my check. So I'm only down to $400 a week. Yeah.
What do you mean?
So I used to make 600 because I work for a company that's a daycare, but because they want 50% of childcare for her, I'm unable to pay the childcare because he's lost his job, and now we're down further in mine because my employer is asking me to pay out of my paycheck for her childcare. So now I'm down to $400 a week. And this is why we kind of got somewhat behind as well. So with him not being employed and trying to get these side jobs with also applying for other.
I don't understand.
I know.
Except, no, I'm hearing you. I'm still trying to figure out the childcare thing. So she stays at a childcare with your employer.
Yeah, so I work for this employer and she's letting me bring her, but we have to pay $187 a week just for her to come. And now I'm behind with them, so they're like, well, you have to start taking money out of your check to pay for her childcare, and yeah, it's just.
No, I got you. Okay. And you're still trying to find work.
Yes, sir. Just did get a car about 2 weeks ago, so
Pardon?
we just got a car 2 weeks ago, so now I can.
We can farther a little,
This may be the most revealing portion of the hearing so far. What started as an eviction case has evolved into a broader discussion about employment, childcare costs, transportation, and family finances. The judge is uncovering the domino effect that often pushes families into housing crises. Notice the chain reaction. One person loses employment, childcare costs become harder to manage, income decreases, rent falls behind, and suddenly eviction becomes a possibility. These cases rarely happen because of a single bad decision. More often, they're the result of multiple financial pressures hitting at the same time. From a legal perspective, however, the court still has a difficult challenge. Sympathy alone doesn't pay rent. The judge must determine whether there is a practical path toward compliance. That's why he's focused so heavily on income, future earnings, and realistic payment expectations. The tension now is whether this family can prove that their situation is temporary rather than permanent.
So here's gonna be part of the issue. You said your rent is $13.50 a month. So
I was gonna say plus the utilities, I think it's almost like 13, almost 14, but yeah, they pay.
okay,
20.
so let's just work with the number 14. The problem is if I adjourn this out, 1,400 is going to kick in. When that 1,400 kicks in, when Hawk calls you back, you have to get that to where you are right now, which based upon if nothing else were to change, that's going to take you get paid every week, right? Mm-hmm. So that's going to take you 3 weeks to get back down in that $3,000 range. Mm-hmm. Is the landlord amenable to any type of?
As far as I know, Your Honor, I don't think that a payment plan is, as far as I know, I can ask about a payment plan, but I don't know that that is something that they would offer.
I mean, I can't necessarily force them to do that, but I mean, well, they're truly between a rock and a hard place because, right. I mean, if she stops working to stay home to care for the child, then that 400 isn't there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I assume he's trying to do the best he can to get himself employed. He's, like you said, he's getting a car so he can sort of expand the areas that he can.
Your Honor,
this exchange is incredibly important because it reveals the judge's thought process. He's not simply calculating what is owed today, he's forecasting what will happen weeks from now. Every day this case is delayed, another rent cycle approaches, potentially increasing the balance even further. The landlord's attorney also raises a critical point. Payment plans require cooperation from both parties, and courts generally cannot force private landlords into arrangements they don't agree to. That's one reason these cases can become so difficult. Even when everyone understands the tenant's hardship, legal options may be limited. Yet the judge continues searching for a workable solution. Why? Because eviction isn't always the easiest answer. Courts often prefer outcomes that stabilize housing situations when there is a reasonable chance of success. The big question is whether this family can convince the court that they have enough income and determination to make that success possible.
Your Honor, I suppose if you adjourn it over like deduction to the 5th, then will be 2 weeks. I knew the December rent will have kicked in, but that'll have been 2 more weeks to get, about 2/3, a little under 2/3 of that.
Right, okay. We're spending too much time together. You're reading my mind. So folks, let me just ask you this, because I just got to know. If your check is 400, and I realize he's doing that, how are you?
We're rounding. We're trying other things. We're even thinking of taking everything, even these guys, and putting it in just go bankrupt. It's just starting fresh and just being like.
Okay, no, I hear you, but I'm asking a more basic question. Okay, just this. If I said, I'll adjourn it out, but you're to pay the 400 a week, how do you guys eat?
I bring in cash on the small time jobs, kind of like doing mason work, brickwork, and stone jobs, like barns and whatnot. I'm doing that to feed us for the most part, the gas in the car, and she's taking care of most of the bills. So, trying my best.
And that's what my employee said was, if he just stay home with him, and I'm like, but if he stays home with him, how is he supposed to be able to find a job? Yeah, it just.
I can't take her on jobs.
Yeah, so.
Right, I'm looking at her, she looks like a stone mason.
Probably gives good effort.
That's right, she can help out. You just tell her where you need to put that. All right.
This moment perfectly captures the difference between viewing a case as numbers on paper and viewing it as a family's reality. The judge shifts the conversation away from balances and payments and asks something much more fundamental. How are they surviving day to day? The answer paints a stark picture. Temporary jobs, unpredictable income, childcare expenses, transportation challenges, and concerns about basic necessities are all colliding at once. The judge recognizes that if every available dollar goes toward rent, there may not be enough left for food, fuel, and caring for their child. That doesn't erase the debt, but it does provide context. Judges often have discretion when scheduling hearings and setting expectations, and here we're seeing that discretion in action. He's trying to create a path that is financially demanding yet still realistic enough for the family to follow. This is where many viewers become divided. Some will argue that obligations must be met regardless of circumstances. Others will say compassion is essential when children are involved. Where do you stand?
All right, here's what I'm going to do. And again, over the objection plaintiff, you guys are just trying to figure out how you're going to do that. You got to put food into your mouths. You got to put food in that little baby's mouth and everything. And at some point, try to figure it all out, right? I'm going to adjourn this case over the objection of plaintiff to December 5th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Okay. You paid $400 today. So over the next 2 weeks, I want $350 paid to the landlord. I'm just thinking about the math, and I'm trying, bottom line is, if you guys fall out, you guys don't get this thing paid, and that little one needs both of you. All right?
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So take that extra $50 and make sure you've got what you need
Okay.
to be able to feed yourselves and your family. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And then, so pay that $350. She'll talk to the client, try to figure out what to do, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do going forward.
Okay.
Okay? Fair enough?
Yes, thank you.
All right. You guys have a blessed Thanksgiving.
You
What's
too.
the little one's name?
Anna.
Anna? Anna, bye.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye. Did she say bye?
Oh, yeah.
Or she just screamed at me?
Come on.
Bye.
Can you wait? Can you say bye?
Can you wave it? Bye. Okay.
What an extraordinary hearing. In the end, the judge chose not to move forward with an immediate eviction. Instead, he granted the family additional time and adjourned the case until December 5th, 2025, while requiring further payments to demonstrate good faith efforts toward resolving the debt. The ruling reflects a careful balancing act. On one side, the landlord has a legitimate right to receive rent and protect the property investment. On the other side, the court recognized a struggling family facing unemployment, childcare expenses, transportation challenges, and the responsibility of caring for a young child. Perhaps the most significant takeaway is that the judge focused not only on what was owed, but also on whether the tenants had a realistic opportunity to recover financially. Rather than treating the case as a simple matter of unpaid rent, he examined the broader circumstances affecting the family's ability to comply moving forward. Cases like this highlight the difficult intersection of law, economics, and human reality. There are rarely perfect solutions, only attempts to find the fairest path available under challenging circumstances. What do you think of the judge's decision? Did he strike the right balance between accountability and compassion, or should the court have taken a different approach? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.